very good evening and welcome to the news live on Channel Live.
A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
I'm Javed Bongzo.
The main office of the Western Province Road Transport Authority was declared open today under the patronage of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. 600 million rupees have been spent for this project. The new office complex has been constructed at number 89 on Kaduwala Road in Battaramulla. The Road Transport Authority, the Ministry of Provincial Transport and the provincial roads will be housed in this building. The objective of establishing this building is to provide an efficient passenger transport service in the Western Province. 4 million commuters use transport services in the Western Province each day. The President also inspected the control room of the Road Transport Authority, which has many modern facilities. From this control room, the details of buses and transport could be observed through the GPS technology. It is possible to obtain the speed of the buses, fuel levels and pictures inside the buses instantly. The authority informed that due to this service, complaints by the passengers, bus owners and the bus crew could be solved expeditiously. The President also launched the official website of the Passenger Transport Authority. A prepaid card issued for passengers was also presented to the President. 2 meters were presented free of charge to 2 three-wheel owners. 2 self-employed persons received 2 demo trucks. A memorabilia was also presented to the President. Minister Susil Premajayant, Vimal Veeravansa and Provincial Transport Minister Upali Kodikara and the Chairman of the Passenger Transport Authority Amila Ranmandala also attended the function.
The Chief Ministers of the Western and Southern Provinces have requested the relevant governors to dissolve their provincial councils. Letters of request signed by Chief Ministers Prasanna Ranatunga and Shan Vijayalal de Silva separately have been handed over to the governors. The Gazette notification relating to dissolution of the provincial councils will be signed by the governors Alavi Maulana and Mrs. Kumari Balasuriya tomorrow. The election secretariat said that most probably the elections will be held end of March. It is expected that the election commissioner will issue the notice calling for nominations in the forthcoming week.
The Secretary to the President, Lalit Veeratunga, said that President Mahinda Rajapaksa's Middle East state visit was a threshold of Sri Lanka's foreign policy. This is the first time a leader of the region has undertaken such a visit. It was held to gain support for several challenges being faced by Sri Lanka in the international arena. The Secretary to the President made this comment to give a live message to the noon-time Sinhala news telecast of the Rupavahini this afternoon.
The most appropriate time because today we also need to look at the global scene. Everyone is aware that Palestine and Israel are at a discussion level today to negotiate on their borders, on their sovereignties, how their countries should be fashioned in time to come. So at a time when discussions are taking place and when there is an opportunity for us also to mediate, I can't see a better opportunity than this for His Excellency the President to go to Palestine. Let me also tell you that in fact not only during the last 9 years, during probably the last 40 years he had the opportunity to go, because in 1970 as the youngest member of Parliament he is one who raised voice espousing the cause of Palestine, that the Palestinians have been unjustly treated, that they must be fairly treated, equally treated. Whatever their just requests need to be acceded to. He is one who has been voicing this for a long period of time, certainly in Sri Lanka, and I think as someone who voiced his concern and espoused the cause of Palestine in the United Nations, I think it is a unique personality in that sense, because I remember at least 5 times in his speeches in the UN, from as far back as 2006 up to the last one he made, that was in 2012 or 2013 rather, he categorically mentioned that Palestine must be able to exist as a sovereign state, not just as an observer in the UN Assembly. So I think it's a great and opportune moment for him to go. We must also not forget that there are certain pressures on Sri Lanka, particularly the impending resolution in Geneva in March this year, Therefore, to educate, to apprise leaders of certain countries, President Mahmoud Abbas is a leading personality in the world, so it is important that the President goes to Palestine at this point of time to engage in a discussion so that he could hear the concerns of the Palestinians, plus he could also present his points of view in regard to Sri Lanka's situation in the global scene.
Minister Nima Siripal de Silva said that the best response that could be given to the foreign forces is for the people to rally around President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The minister made these comments at a meeting held in the Nelu area today. Minister Nima Siripal de Silva said that several Pillays, such as Navanithan Pillay, are haunting Sri Lanka today. He said that a fitting response could be given to the Western powers and the Western conspirators by rallying around President Mahinda Rajapaksa, similar to the strong barricade established by the Cuban people rallying around President Fidel Castro when Cuba was attacked by these conspirators. He said that he would strengthen our hearts to never ever kneel down before these conspirators.
Moving on with more local stories, Machines Minister Vimal Weerawansa has requested the Catholic Council to express their opinion on the amazing allegations made by two bishops about the humanitarian operation. The minister has requested His Eminence Archbishop to focus stern action on this matter which affect the whole nation. Minister Vimal Weerawansa said that the Catholic Council is not like the Buddhist societies of Mahasanghas. The honorable members of the Mahasangha hold independent opinion on various political issues of this country. There is no control of this by the top. However, a decision taken by the Supreme Catholic Council is carried out by the whole society. The bishops Rayapur Joseph and Thomas Soundrinayagam have stated that the security forces used chemical weapons and cluster bombs and carried out summary killings. The minister asked whether this is the opinion of the Catholic Council and whether His Eminence Cardinal hold this opinion. Therefore, as it is not their opinion, the Catholic Council has a duty to tell the whole world the truth about this matter, to tell the world that it was their personal opinion, and to tell the world that the Catholic Council does not accept these views. The minister said that we have been punished for establishing peace and for defeating the LTTE. He said that we have been subjected to international pressure for carrying out these tasks. The minister said that the pro-tiger terrorist Western powers are attempting to create divisions in this country and establish an atmosphere for them to interfere in this country and retard the progress being made. The minister made these comments at a function held in Colombo. A consignment of sewing machines were distributed to low-income families at this function.
Dr. Dayan Jayathilaka has requested Bishops Rayapur Joseph and Thomas Soundrinayagam to respect the stance being held by His Eminence Cardinal Dr. Malcolm Ranjit that foreign interference is not necessary in Sri Lanka. It is reported that these two bishops have requested the American representative Stefan Rapp to investigate whether the Sri Lankan army used chemical weapons and cluster bombs during the northern operation. The local and foreign media have given wide publicity to the request made by these two bishops from the American representatives to hold an investigation whether banned weapons were used in Sri Lanka. The army media spokesman issuing a statement vehemently rejected the statements of the bishops. Dr. Dayan Jayathilaka said that requests made by the bishops were hilarious.
I'm rather disappointed with the statements that have allegedly been made by Bishops Rayapur Joseph and Thomas Soundrinayagam, who have been quoted, accurately or inaccurately, by the international media as having called for an international inquiry and have called on Ambassador Rapp to investigate allegations that cluster munitions and chemical weapons were used by the Sri Lankan side during the war. Now, this is richly ironic, because if any state, any country has used cluster bombs, in fact invented cluster bombs, used napalm, used white phosphorus jelly sticks to the body and it burns through, used depleted uranium ammunition which causes cancer, used Agent Orange which causes fetuses to produce deformed babies, it is the United States of America. In wars from Vietnam through Iraq to date. Now, it's bitterly ironic that these two bishops supposedly called on the United States ambassador for war crimes to check whether Sri Lanka has done this. The second thing is, I think that these two bishops should consult the head of the flock of Catholics in Sri Lanka, Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit, and the Catholic Bishops' Conference, which issued a pastoral letter recently, and the Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit addressed a press conference and said that there is a threat of foreign intervention in Sri Lanka. He denounced that threat of foreign intervention and said that we Sri Lankans are not fools and that we are perfectly capable of handling our problems ourselves. Now, it seems, if the reports are correct, that Bishops Rapu Joseph and Thomas Sandranagam have taken a stand that is completely contrary to that of Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit and the Catholic Bishops' Conference.
Updating of maps is a huge task for the Surveys Department. The Surveys Department points out it has become an impossible task to update maps in line with the rapid development that has been taking place in the recent past. This is an attempt to look into Sri Lanka's development based on the Sri Lankan map during the last 1 decade. The last revised map of the Surveys Department was published in the year 2013. Compared to the maps published in the 90s, there are massive changes in the maps published in 2013. It includes several expressways, new highways, reservoirs, airports, harbours and several other projects. Many signs that were not included in the map before this government came into power are now being included in the map. Looking at satellite map, new reservoirs built across many rivers can be seen. The Maha Oya and Rambakan Oya reservoirs are some of them. The Deduru Oya reservoir is another huge irrigation project. The Veheragala reservoir near Kataragama that was not in the map of the 90s is also being shown in the new map. Several roads and villages will come under water due to the huge Muragahakanda multi-purpose irrigation project. The Dambulla Bakamuna new road built for the Muragahakanda project is also shown in the new map. The second international harbour of this country is the Magam Ruhanapura Mahinda Rajapaksa harbour. Instead of the Hambantara Tissa main road that got obstructed by the new harbour, a new road network including flyovers have been constructed from the Mirijjavala area. The new road network imaged in the forest area is also shown in the new map. The first expressway of Sri Lanka was declared open in the year 2011. Its second stage up to Matara is also shown in the reversed map. The Colombo Outer Circular Expressway and the Colombo Katunayaka Expressway have also been shown in the map. A new bridge was constructed across the lagoon as an alternative road to the main road of Jaffna. This road is shown in the new map as a direct road. The satellite maps have beautifully shown the city beautification projects being implemented by the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development. The Diyatha Uyana area of Sri Javarathanapura Kotte was a muddy wetland several years before. It has been shown by the satellite photographs as a beautiful garden. The wetland garden of Nugegoda and the physical exercise tracks of the Kimbulavala increases the beauty of the area. The Colombo South Harbour, constructed for the expansion of the Colombo Harbour, is another huge project. The changes that were made to the land area and the sea has also been shown in the new map. Senior Deputy Surveyor of the Surveys Department, Sisira Vijay Singh, said that in the early stages, the Mahavali development projects was shown in the 1970s. It is only after 2005 significant and remarkable changes have been made to the map. He said that due to the rapid development work being carried out in the country, they have become unable to change the maps in line with the development activities. The aerial photography is a very expensive process. Similarly, taking of satellite pictures is also extremely expensive. However, they are essential. Mr. Minister Vijay stated that by carrying out only ground surveys, they are unable to fulfill their task of updating the map since the development activities are taking place in such a rapid pace. The Thurston College in Colombo organized a special function today to commemorate the 64th anniversary of the college and allowing all students of the college to remember their school life. It was organized under the patronage of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The 64th anniversary and all students get-together was organized by the Junior All Boys Association of the Thurston College. A special feature of this event was the old students attending the function clad in their school uniforms. Most of them attended the function together with their school time medals. The president, who was the chief guest and was a bright old student of the Thurston College, was warmly welcomed by his contemporary friends and the students of the college. The 64th anniversary of the college was also commemorated under the patronage of the president. All students in the fields of education, law, administration, medical, engineering, business and security divisions and artists attended the function. The old students participated in meetings and physical exercises this morning. The old students who attended the function late was also subjected to various forms of punishments.
අධ්‍යාපන නීති පරිපාලන වෛද්‍ය ඉංජිනේරු ව්‍යාපාරික ආරක්ෂක අංශකටමින් කලාකරුවන් ඇතුළු ආදි සිසුන් රසක් මීට එක්ුණා. පාසල් සමය ආවර්ජනය කරමින් උදේ රැස්වීම හා ශාරීරික සුවතා අභ්‍යාසවලටද ආදි සිසුන් එක්ුණා. 4 1 ප්‍රමාද වී පැමිණි සිසුන්ට දඬුවම් ලැබුණු ආකාරයත් විනෝදජනක ලෙස ප්‍රතිනිර්මාණය කෙරුණා. විදුහලේ වත්මන් ප්‍රගතිය බෙහෙවින් සතුටුදායක බව ජනාධිපතිතුමා කියා සිටියා.
The president said that the current progress of the college is very much satisfactory. The president said that they should be proud about their school at the end of the day. They should be able to tell that they are students of the Thurston College. He said he is happy that the college is leading in many sports and wished the college for further success. The president visited with the students the new basketball court of the college. The old students went into their classes and attended the education activities, reminding the past of several years. The current teaching staff and the retired teaching staff felicitated the artists of old students, made the function colourful by presentation of their dancing and singing performances. The principal of the college, Colonel A.D.M.D. Bantara, and the teaching staff also attended the function.
The government has allocated 64,720 million rupees for road development this year. These allocations will be utilized for construction of expressways and rural and provincial road networks. Last year, the government allocated 40,000 million rupees for road development activities. The Galle to Mathura Expressway and Kottawa to Kaduwala segment of the Colombo Outer Circular Expressway will be declared open in the first quarter of the year. The 11-kilometer Kottawa-Kaduwala Expressway, which is the third expressway of this country, has been constructed at a cost of 25,000 million rupees. The longest flyover of this country will come under this expressway. The length of the flyover constructed at the Maharava area amounts to 3.5 kilometers. It will take only 20 minutes to travel in the 30-kilometer Galle-Mathura Expressway. The construction work of Mathura-Hambantota and the Northern Expressways will also start this year. The first stage of the Northern Expressway will be constructed from Enderamula to Kurunegala via Mirigama, joining with the Colombo-Katnayaka Expressway. The Road Development Authority said that the government has allocated 7,150 million rupees for rural road renovations and for the Maganagama project.
A special report has been prepared on the inmates who are serving death penalty and life imprisonment. The Commissioner General of Prisons, Chandraratna Pallegama, said that this report will be handed over to President Mahinda Rajapaksa tomorrow. A group of inmates serving death penalty and life imprisonment held a fasting campaign on the roof of the Bogambara prison recently, demanding that their sentences should be relaxed. The relevant parties were enlightened about their demands. Accordingly, Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa held a discussion with them for about 40 minutes, and following this, the inmates agreed to abandon their fast. Mr. Namal Rajapaksa promised them that their grievances will be presented to President Mahinda Rajapaksa. He said that the President's attention has also been focused on the inmates serving long sentences. He said that, however, it cannot be proposed to give any concessions to inmates serving narcotic charges and major crimes. There are 403 inmates serving death sentences and 302 inmates serving life imprisonments in the prisons.
The Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province, Dayasri Jayasekara, said not only the administration of the opposition but its relationship with the people has also collapsed. Many politicians of the United National Party are leaving the party. The Chief Minister made these comments addressing a function held yesterday for vesting the newly constructed Hettipola Rural Bank complex with the people. The Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province, Dayasri Jayasekara, said that similar to Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, there are some shop owners who remain in the cashier, allowing anyone to take whatever they want. Ultimately, the shop will become bankrupt. He said that shop owners stay in a side and those come to the shop leave the shop due to the inorderly situation of the shop. However, if President Mahinda Rajapaksa was handling the shop, more and more goods will be sold in the shop. Mr. Jayasekara said that it is what happens in this country today. He said that it is what we refer to as public coordination. He said that without public coordination, nothing can be done in politics similar to controlling a shop. The Rural Bank complex has been constructed at a cost of 5.8 million rupees to provide loan and other facilities for the low-income earning people of the area to raise their life standards. At the opening ceremony, 50 low-income earning persons obtained 40,000 rupees each as loans. Several people's representatives of the Northwestern Province attended the function.
The 61st birth anniversary of the veteran politician, the late Minister Jayaraj Fernandopulle, has been commemorated. He was killed by a Tiger terrorist suicide attack on the 6th of April 2008. The late Mr. Jayaraj Fernandopulle started his career as a teacher and was a contemporary student of President Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Law College. He became a Supreme Court lawyer in 1977. He was appointed as the chief organizer of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party for the Katana electorate in 1984. He entered Parliament in 1989 and was appointed as the Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning and Ethnic and National Integrity in 1994. The late Jayaraj Fernandopulle held the ministerial portfolios of Plan Implementation, Parliamentary Affairs, Aviation and Airports Development, Christian Affairs and Trade, Commerce and Consumer Affairs, and rendered an impressive service to the people of this country. He died by a suicide bomb attack of the Tiger terrorists while he was serving as the chief whip of the government's group. The commemoration of the birth anniversary of the late Mr. Jayaraj Fernandopulle was held in Negombo today. Minister Dallas Alahaperima was the chief guest. Parliamentarian Dr. Mrs. Sudarshini Fernandopulle and the family members of Mr. Jayaraj Fernandopulle attended the function. School kits for 500 students of the Negombo area were distributed at this function. In addition to this, a group of people who dedicated for various services in the area were also felicitated.
A Sri Lankan Tamil woman who lived in northern London of Britain has committed suicide after murdering her 2 children. The 33-year-old woman has been identified as Jevani Vageshwaran. It has not been revealed yet why Jevani murdered her 2 male children of 5 years and the other 7 months in this inhuman manner. Her husband, Shektival Vageshwaran, who is an accountant, has told the police that he found the dead bodies of his wife and the children when he returned home after office. The Scotland Yard police is carrying out further investigations.
The American State Department has said that diplomatic relationship between India and the United States is passing through a challenging period. The State Department has made this statement commenting about the conflict that has been created due to the mistreatment of an Indian diplomat in the United States. The Indian Deputy Consul General Devyani Khobrakade reached New Delhi yesterday after being expelled from the United States. She has told the media personnel that she is grateful for the whole Indian nation for standing by her. Mrs. Devyani has refused to comment about the order she underwent in the United States and has said that the government and her lawyers will comment about it. As a tit for tat, the Indian government has also expelled an American diplomat from India. Mrs. Devyani was taken into custody by the American police on the 12th of December on charges of violating visa regulations and non-payment of regular wages to a domestic servant. Upon taken into custody, she had been subjected to various tortures, including strip search. India expressed strong opposition for this action.
Hello there, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Sports News on Channel I. Starting off with cricket news, bad weather stopped the play of the fourth day of the second test match between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. When the match was stopped, Pakistan were 330 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their second innings. Yunus Khan scored 77 runs for fourth wicket. Misbah-ul Haq scored 97 runs. When the match was stopped, Shafraz was not out for 70 runs. Yuan Pradeep, Rangan Herath and Shami Nauranga took 2 wickets each. The Pakistani team is leading by 107 runs at the end of the day's play. Tomorrow is the final day of the test match.
It's very gloomy, very dark, and this is...
In the Inter-Club Rugby Tournament match between Navy and Havelocks, the Navy team won the match by 21-17. The 21 points of the Navy included 2 tries, 1 conversion and 3 penalties. The Havelocks included 3 tries and 1 conversion. The First Lady, Madam Srinati Rajapaksa, was also among the spectators to see the match. The Navy team is presently the unbeaten team in the tournament. In the rugby match between Sri Lanka Army and Hambantota Sharks, the Sri Lankan Army won the match by 26-3. The Sri Lankan Army score included 4 tries and 3 conversions. The Hambantota Sharks were able to get only 1 drop goal.
And now for a quick look at the weather before we go. The Met Department informed that due to the turbulent nature of the eastern winds, there will be an impact for the weather situation of the country from tomorrow onwards. Intermittent showers or thunder showers could be experienced tomorrow in the north-eastern, north-central and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district. Thunder showers could be experienced in certain areas of Sabaragamo, western and southern provinces in the evenings or in the nights tomorrow. And with that note, we conclude tonight's bulletin of news. Join us again tomorrow at the same time. Together with Javed and Qasim, I'm Sharifah wishing you a very pleasant night.